For millions of fans around the world, Gary Burghoff will forever be remembered as the lovable, quirky Radar O'Reilly from the iconic television series MASH. His boyish charm, quick wit, and heartfelt performance made him one of the most beloved characters on the show. But behind the laughter and camaraderie that fans saw on screen, there was real tension simmering among the cast. Tension that eventually led one of his co-stars to openly admit that he utterly hated Gary Burghoff. Decades later, the truth behind that animosity has finally come to light, revealing a story of personality clashes, fame, and the pressures of life on a hit television series. When MASH premiered in 1972, it was unlike anything on television. A blend of dark comedy and wartime drama, it captured both the absurdity and tragedy of war. Gary Burghoff's portrayal of Radar, the innocent, soft-spoken company clerk, who always seemed to know what his commanding officers needed before they asked, made him an instant fan favorite. His performance earned him an Emmy Award and the admiration of millions. But behind the scenes, not everyone shared that affection. According to several cast members, tensions between Gary and some of his co-stars began to surface as the show's success grew. The most well-known feud was between Burghoff and actor Alan Alda, who played Hawkeye Pierce. Though Alda has always been known as a gentleman and professional, reports suggest that the two had a strained relationship that worsened over time. While they worked well together on camera, off-camera was another story. Sources close to the set claim that Gary's perfectionism and emotional nature made him difficult to work with. He often demanded multiple takes to get a scene just right, which frustrated both the crew and his fellow actors. Some of the cast reportedly found Gary to be distant or moody, particularly as his fame grew. Others felt he was overly sensitive and took small criticisms personally. In interviews years later, Burghoff himself admitted that he struggled with stress and anxiety during his time on MASH. He often felt isolated from the rest of the cast, who had formed tight friendships both on and off the set. "I didn't always fit in," he said in one interview, "and I guess I didn't make it easy for people to be close to me." One actor, whose identity had long been speculated but was later confirmed through various behind-the-scenes accounts, reportedly said, "I couldn't stand working with him. He drove everyone crazy." The tension became so palpable that it started affecting the atmosphere on set. Even though the series was a massive hit, the emotional toll was becoming too much for Burghoff. By the 7th season, Gary made the difficult decision to leave MASH, citing exhaustion and a desire to spend more time with his family. Ironically, his departure only deepened the divide between him and some of his former colleagues. A few cast members felt abandoned, while others quietly admitted that his absence made production smoother. Over time, however, many of those old wounds healed. When the cast reunited years later for documentaries and retrospectives, several members spoke kindly about Gary and acknowledged his incredible contribution to the show. Even Alan Alda has expressed nothing but admiration for his former co-star, saying that Burghoff's portrayal of Radar brought heart and humanity to the show in a way no one else could. Today, the bitterness of the past has mostly faded, replaced by respect for what MASH achieved. Gary Burghoff's complex personality may have caused friction, but it also gave depth to his performances. He was passionate, sensitive, and deeply committed to his craft, traits that, while sometimes difficult to manage, helped create one of the most memorable characters in television history. In the end, the reason some of his co-stars utterly hated him wasn't because he was cruel or selfish, but because he was human, flawed, emotional, and struggling under the weight of fame. And as time has shown, even the most turbulent relationships can give birth to unforgettable art.